One. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Stoverload Music Podcast Showcase. And guys, we've been very fortunate with who we've had. We've had some blessings coming our way throughout the last 2 years, but I think today is probably going to top them all. If you haven't noticed recently, there's been this super group of girls just taking over the airways known as Venus 5. And one of their members happens to be the lead singer for a band known as Sick and Beautiful. And believe me, they are sick and beautiful. I want you to welcome my guest today, Miss Herma Sick. Herma.
Oh, hello, everyone. Hello, everyone, and thanks for having me. I'm very happy to be here, of course.
I could tell things are going really good for you guys. I mean, you got your Kickstarter going on for your next EP.
Yeah, it's going amazingly. It's going amazingly. It already reached, we doubled the goal already. And that's unbelievable. Of course, we set our goal a little bit lower than we knew we needed, since we wanted to be sure to reach the goal and to be sure to be able to produce this movie we are trying to do. But of course, the more we get, the more cool the movie will be. And you know that the movie business usually takes hundreds and thousands of dollars, and in our small world we are doing this with a small amount of money, but I can tell that it's coming out amazing, and I'm very proud of the result. And it's probably because we are very focused on what we're doing, and I know that our fans are investing also with their hearts in what we're doing. So we're trying truly to do our best we can.
Yeah, and I could tell you guys have a very loving, dedicated fan base. You guys did a private concert during, I think it was 2020, with no fans in the whole place.
2021. It was 2021. And yes, I know that many artists says that their fan base is the best, but ours is the best.
Yeah, I could see that too. I can really see that. And hats off to you guys. Much love and respect for that, because it can't be easy doing a show like that with nobody in the crowd.
Well, that was not the main difficulty. Indeed, we are pretty used to perform in front of a camera, since we are video makers in our day jobs. So, all the music video that you see, we shot by ourselves. So we are kind of used to do that. But of course, without having the feedback of the people, it's a little bit turned down. You try to keep yourself up for all the show. But I think the hardest part was to put everything together, because that show was the show we always wanted to do, and we never could, because when you're traveling, when you're on the road, you have logistical problems, like where do you store everything you need to bring, right? And set design, props, spaces, you have to deal with spaces, and in that show we had the chance to do everything with a full crew. So we could pretty much put together all we ever dreamed of, but we had to do that in a very short amount of time, because we were invited to this place 2 weeks before, and we were not rehearsal. We had no rehearsal because we were under lockdown pretty much.
Right.
So we were not meeting for months. So we kind of had to put everything together in a very, very short amount of time. And I think it came out pretty well.
You could have fooled me, because when you guys did that, not knowing what you just told me, it seemed like it was just natural for you.
Oh, yeah. Thank you. So it was a success.
Well, good. It's funny you talk about some of the things you need to store and the things you have to carry. And it brings me to a question I have, because I watched a lot of your music videos. Some of the gear and the costumes that some of you guys wear, I ask myself, how do you move around in that stuff? Doesn't that get be heavy or sweaty or something?
Yeah, no, they're totally heavy as hell and uncomfortable, and they're made of a lot of small pieces. I am the costume designer, so I just need to blame on myself, And but when it comes to summer, it's so hard, and we are always like trying to fix them and trying to get the best costumes and, you know, to have a more comfortable situation on stage. It's always on the works, you know. And I was today fixing our drummer costume again, because I realized that we could do something better, you know.
Right.
It is very, very hard. But you need to love that, you know, to do that. You
Right.
really need to feel that from the inside.
Yeah, and the question posed the most to me in your newest video was Drop It to the B. Your guitarist looked like he was a giant robot, like he was just struggling to, like, you could tell he wanted to rock out and move around, but the gear wouldn't let him.
Yeah, no, we have one that is almost a robot, and the other one, the new one, the Lori, our shredder, it's more like an alien. And yes, it's the robot one. I think you feel comfortable in that role.
So what's like more of the challenge when you're doing all this work? Is it more of a challenge trying to like stay physically active and be comfortable in the gear, or like during a summer show or when it's really hot, the makeup running into your eyes? I mean, what's like the worst part of it?
I mean, I think there are many problems that we may meet during the show. Nemes, the robot one, has this dark mask, so it's pretty much blind on stage, and we are still working on it because, of course, it's trying to see better and better because it needs to see what it's doing. Our bass player has problems with makeup because, of course, when you're sweaty and makeup's running through your eyes, this get problematic when you do show after show and after show, and you get your eyes a little bit red, you know.
Right.
In my case, probably maybe I'm the simpler one. I'm the easy one. I'm not gonna complain.
Well, whatever you guys are doing, keep doing it, because you have an amazing sound. Your videos are spot on. I mean, this is great pieces of work, and the fact you do it yourselves, this is like, you guys are very creative artists. Thanks.
No, I mean, we don't miss ideas, but we usually miss time and how do you say, the money to do the stuff.
Yeah.
But sometimes this goes like puts your creativity in a different way, and you have to think about to create stuff that you can do with what you have. So sometimes it gives you a direction that you would never took, but sometimes it goes to a very cool result.
Yeah. Oh, you could tell. You could definitely tell. And that last video you released, This Is Not the End, I liked the setting in that video to seem like it was like post-apocalyptic.
Yeah.
How hard was it to find a location to shoot something like that? Well,
it wasn't that hard because I'm always searching for locations. And that day we were very lucky because once we shot, it was August. And of course in Rome we're like 30 to 40 degrees, so very hot. But this location was on top of a mountain, and we were so lucky that in that moment a cloud moved on top of the mountain. So all that fog you're seeing is real because this was a cloud, you know. Okay. We were very, very high, and all the action that you can see, it's true. I mean, I climbed that for real, and I had no protections just because I am a mad person. Probably. But I mean, it was one of the most exciting experience of my life, so I would do it again.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, there's some bands that you come across and it only takes a couple seconds to know this is a good band, get involved, because you're one of them bands that I checked out some of your previous work and I have not heard a bad song or a bad album out of you ever.
Oh, thanks. That's the best compliment you could tell me.
Well, you say it's so diverse and so creative. You don't have one formula that just keeps the same throughout everything. And that's what I like about it. Every song is unique in its own way.
Well, that's actually what we want to do. I mean, we want first to never get bored ourselves of what we do. And we always try to put some surprises for the listener, to always try to, Yeah, I would say to surprise. It's and to try to let people to have fun. You know, we want to. Yeah, I can find the word, but you get it.
Yeah, we
I'm
get it.
sorry, but my English is still a little bit. I'm working on.
Oh, you're doing a good job. Don't worry. We understand everything clearly. So one of the songs you talk about surprising people that surprised me was Sick and to the Bone.
Oh yeah, one of our strongest songs.
Yeah, I heard it and I was like, this is an awesome song. When I started listening to the lyrics, like, oh my God. That's definitely a shock and a surprise right there for you.
Yeah, I mean, we didn't censor ourselves that much.
Yeah, but it looks like it's a fan favorite.
Yeah, it's one of the songs that when we do a live show, the people always sing along, and it's a song I think we will never stop playing live.
Yeah.
Even if years has passed since we released it, because it's from our first album, and the video clip right now, it's so old. When I see it, I'm like, oh my God, this is so old. I'm so young. But I mean, the song is still actual to me.
Yeah, that song is like an anthem for the Sick community that you have.
Thanks.
So when did you end up joining up with Venus 5? Was that like during COVID with the lockdown? Was all that done by remote?
Yeah, it kind of happened the beginning of the lockdown, and I was contacted by Frontiers Records because we were working with them in the video production. I still work with them for many videos, and they heard about Sick and Beautiful and they got interested, and they told me that we were searching singers for this project called Venus 5. And at the beginning, we knew just a little about the project because they were still working on it. And so I agreed. And then maybe a year after I signed the contract, I met with the girls, and we went to the studio and we recorded the album and we shot the video clips and we do the photo shot in just 10 days. It was everything such in a hurry, but I think the result came out very, very great. And I'm very happy that I took part of this project.
Now, were you friends with the rest of the girls before you did the project?
No. We met there. We met the day of the recording, actually, and we were so afraid. I mean, to find something we wasn't expecting or find a bad mood, but indeed there was such a chemistry from the first moment, and that helped a lot with the processing of the music and the videos, because it was tough, but we helped each other. That's so rare, I think, between 5 women to find that chemistry. I think I'm very lucky.
Yeah, the music has a way of bringing people together.
Yeah.
And the first single, Venus 5, released was amazing because to me it sounded like Bon Jovi's Living on a Prayer. And it kind of gave me that.
There are something. Yeah, there is something.
Gave me that nostalgic feeling. It's like, okay, well, that was his anthem for that time. And now I hear this song Venus 5 did. I'm like, this is our anthem coming from them. This is our Living on a Prayer from them, but it's not Living on a Prayer.
Yeah, I mean, the Frontiers Records, it's known for that kind of genre. So this is probably one of the songs that Venus 5 is proposing that it's more into their fan base, Right. I think it's the most appreciated song from the album, probably for what I know right now.
I think it's only safe to assume that their second release was because of you. You directed and had the concept for that video, didn't you?
Yeah. I was shooting the girls when they were singing, and my partner at the studio was shooting me when I was singing. And yeah, I did the costumes for the girls, and we rented this white limbo, and we did everything in one day. Yeah, probably.
Wow.
It was fun. Yeah.
I like the whole twisted version of Alice in Wonderland that you had going on there.
I have this gothic background that comes out sometimes.
There's nothing wrong with that. It's good for telling the story.
Yeah.
And then you guys came out with Dynamite, which is another good one. And then you came out with your next one. What was it? Something with a
Nothing But a Heartache.
Nothing But a Heartache. Yeah. You guys harmonize very well together.
Thanks. Yeah, I think that there are so many talented voices in this band, and I really think that people should take a focus and a closer listening to the record, because there is very a good singing.
Yeah, that's why I got hooked. It's not very often you see a lot of all-female bands that are super groups like that.
Thanks.
So we're at a point in the show right now. We do a little something special. We call it The Floor Is Yours. And if there's a special message or something you'd like to tell the listeners or anybody listening, what would you like to tell them?
Oh, well, I think I need to present a little bit who I am and who are Sick and Beautiful, because I don't know if anyone knows that we are aliens. We come from outer space, and behind our music, there's a whole concept. It's pretty much a 360 visual concept band that has a story, that does, we did release a comic book, and we are now working on this movie, which is a huge project. I mean, so huge. I could never expect that it was so hard to do it. But as we said, through this Kickstarter, our fans are helping us in the creation of this movie, and it's coming out very amazingly. So if you're curious about band, you should, not just talk about the music, but be curious about what we do, because I think that Sick and Beautiful, it's something more than a band. I mean, if you enjoy what we do, you can enjoy the pictures and the movie and the story and stuff, and merchandise. I mean, we do everything in-house. I design merchandise and I shoot videos, and we do costumes and stuff. So I think if you like that kind of band, it could be interesting.
And I'm sure your fans contact you guys all the time, telling you how much your music means to them and what it's done for them.
Well, it happened, and it's always a pleasure,
Well, has there been like a particular story a fan told you that really got you, that really moved you?
Well, we had already a few tattoos, and once we saw that, we also met in person with that girl that has the tattoo, and she was like, she told us that our songs was driving her through a bad period of her life. So it's mind-blowing when something happens, because we are still a small band, but at the time we were still smaller, and that gives you the strength to keep pushing, and tells you that what you're doing means something for people out there. So it makes you even more conscious, and that you're doing something important, even if you're just doing music and playing for fun.
Yeah, you never know what kind of impact you're having on someone.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll get the grace one day of seeing Venus 5 and Sick and Beautiful on stage at the same time.
Oh, that would be amazing.
Dress up all the girls like you, and you all do Sick and to the Bone together.
No, it would be a dream. It could happen. Why not?
Yeah, so I know right now everybody's anxiously awaiting your next video, Starstruck.
Yeah, it's one of my favorites, actually.
Yeah.
It's the one we were trying to shoot. Once I heard the song the first time from the album, I was like, I had this idea in mind, and I fought very hard to realize it, and I think we made it.
Like I said, you have one of those visions and those eyes that anything you're going to make or do, the fans are going to love it. People are going to love it because it's so unique and original.
Thanks.
And we really applaud that here on the show. We always encourage creativity and being unique and being original. Nobody likes a copycat.
No, we could never do that, because we are still always putting out new ideas on the table. That's not our problem.
Right. Well, We don't care what the problems are. Y'all keep doing what you're doing because we're loving your work. And over here in the States, you know, a lot of people are catching wind of you. I know I am, and I want people to hear about you guys more and more. So I'll be blasting it left and right.
Thank you so much. Word of mouth, it's still the most powerful tool we have as a musicians. So this is very priceless, what you're doing. I mean, thank you.
Yeah, even children pick up on music a lot faster than you think.
Yeah, I mean, we always have a good answer from children because, you know, when they see us in costumes, they're like, wow, superheroes. That's fun. That's fun.
They only knew.
Yeah. Well, we are somehow.
Hey, you know what? That's kind of how it is though with musicians. You know, you make something meaningful and it makes a positive impact on someone. In a sense, you are seen as a hero because you did something positive.
Yeah, I already know that. I think our drummer is in contact with a fan of her that started playing drums because she heard her playing. So, you know, you're changing life is even with even from our small perspective, we're still changing things in the world. So this is so incredible.
Yeah. And I love watching your drummer play. When she starts having fun, those dreads start flying everywhere.
Yeah.
Gotta get some bells put on there, you know, and start flinging that head around, get some extra sound effects.
I should tell her.
She'll probably say, no, don't do that. It's hot enough on stage.
Sometimes I came out with ideas that crazy and they need to stop me.
Okay, Herma, that's enough. No more coffee.
Yeah, exactly. I am the mad one.
Well, Herma, we really thank you for taking a little bit of time out of your day to come join us. I know you're in Rome and I'm over here in the States, and there's a giant time difference. So truly, thank you for being a guest on the show and letting us get to talk with you for a little bit.
Yeah, and thank you for having me. Really, it's so nice to talk with a person, even if it's far away and in a distance. But I mean, we have things in common, so it's nice to meet you.
Right. Well, you always got the support of the show, and believe me, we will stay with the sick.
Yeah, stick with the sick.
Stick with the sick. Here we go. Well, fans, that's all the time we got. But before we go, Herma, if new listeners want to find you and support you, how can they do that?
We are everywhere pretty much. Of course, on Facebook, on YouTube, on Spotify, on Apple Music, and Instagram, on Patreon, on right now on Kickstarter. So you can find us everywhere. And of course, our website is www.sickandbeautiful.com. And from there, they can go through all over our social media.
Awesome. Awesome, fans. You heard it, and you heard it right there. And by all means, fans, if this is your first time seeing Sick and the Beautiful, don't look at it and go, oh my God, this is weird. I don't want nothing to do with it. No, you want something to do with this. That band's music is phenomenal. And Herma, she has one of those voices that are hard to come by.
Oh, thanks.
So I'm not just saying that because I'm a fan and I'm excited. I actually mean that.
Thanks.
Well, until then, fans, this is all the time we got to today. But again, Herma, thank you again for the privilege of being here. It's been a true honor, and we'll be watching and following and doing everything we can to help you out. Yeah,
thank you so much, and have a great day and enjoy your show and stick with the sick.
You heard it right here, fans. I'm your host, Mike Stover, and we're out.